Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Victor and today I have got you a new video. Today is some Csgo gameplay and I think I went pretty ham in this video. This is actually the first Csgo proper competitive gameplay that I have ever posted, so bear with me. I actually used the kind of like watch thing because I wasn't actually recording, so yeah, it may look a bit laggy at times. That is actually not, like the game actually lagging or my PC actually lagging. That is really just the software in which they use to show. Not that I really know anything about that. But anyway, the topic of today's video, which I really want to quickly get into, but I just want to mention YouTube Gaming. A new YouTube kind of gaming website has been launched and is in beta right now. And basically, what it is built for gamers. It was built for the sole purpose of having a gaming side of YouTube and having YouTube itself being more the kind of like, just normal videos, instead of like having everything crammed together, because there is a lot of sides of YouTube. There is gaming, there's skits and all that, there's like funny videos, there's lots of things, and there's even cat videos. Come on, I love cat videos. So yeah, YouTube Gaming is going to be launched pretty soon, I hope. I haven't actually looked too much into it, but I just wanted to tell you guys about that and to hop onto it. Right now you can see some kind of like gameplay, which I supposedly called gameplay, but is actually just a look about of the YouTube Gaming website. There'll be a link in the description, and make sure, speaking of YouTube, to go and follow a quick guy called Techno. Me and him are partnered up, so basically his link will be in the description, and you guys can go and check his channel out. Like his videos, subscribe if you like them a lot, and yeah. Moving on, today, the topic of today's commentary is the human eye and how much FPS can the human eye see, more commonly known as frames per second. Now, a lot of you guys will think more FPS is better, especially in video games, because that means your PC is definitely being able to handle it, or your Xbox One or your PS4, whatever. Like, it's basically showing how well your certain console is handling the game, let's say. Now, a lot of people think more FPS is better, but that is not always the case, and I'm going to show you why, and why a lot of people, including movies and like, just TV shows and all that, use 24 FPS. Now, mainly the sole purpose of movies and TV shows using, 24 FPS, which is the most common FPS that a lot of movies use through the last decade, since movies have been around, is mainly for the fact of it's easier, basically. Now, basically, what I mean by that is it's cheaper. A lot of movies are not in 60 FPS, mainly for the fact of it's a lot more expensive to fund for a movie that's 60 FPS rather than 24 FPS. Now, you may think, why are movies so smooth? Why are they so smooth when they're in 24 FPS while my game runs at, say, 24, 25 FPS and is really laggy? Let me explain about that. So, if you look on the CSGO, the game that is showing right now, there is actually a motion blur kind of tab, and I just want to say really quickly here, that guy just rushed out crazy with that sort of P90 whatever, but basically there's a motion blur thing, and basically what that means, every time your character does a motion, so it turns left or right, does whatever you want like that, it's actually going to be blurring out a little bit off the screen, so that basically it will appear a lot more smoother. And this is very good for low grade PCs, but this can also affect CPUs and GPUs as well. Now, that's what movies use a lot. They use a lot of motion blur and blurring in general to make it seem like the movie is extremely smooth. When they actually film movies in 25 or 24 FPS, it is usually quite stuttery. Now, basically what I'm going to say is more blur means a lot smoother. Now, if it's sharpened, alright, it'll usually have a lot more stuttering into it. Now, if that makes sense. So basically, what they're actually doing to make it seem smooth is blurring it out and making it seem extremely smooth. And this is usually the case in a lot of just normal sort of movies, and I used to use it quite a lot in action movies, but nowadays a lot of action movies are trying to fund for 60 FPS, mainly because it really helps out with, like, you know, moving, explosions, stuff like that. It really makes it look a lot better, especially on the movie scenes. But if you think about in video games, there's actually no motion blur in those games. Thus, you need a lot of frames per second to make the game seem a lot more smoother, which is why a lot of games cater towards the higher FPS, which is why it is a lot better to have a higher FPS in games compared with movies. Now, you may be thinking, if they have the money to fund for 60 FPS in a movie, why don't they do it? A lot of movies have a lot of money funded into them. That is like wasted, so why not just do it? Now, there is also a controversial topic about 60 FPS making it just doesn't fit in. Now, if you think about it, if you look at a 60 FPS video and then you compare it to real life, if you put that in real life, it won't look as smooth. It doesn't actually look as smooth in real life compared with, you know, video games and, you know, like on the editing point of view, 60 FPS does not actually look like real life. In real life, there's a limited amount of FPS shown there, but it doesn't actually look the way it is. And a lot of cameras nowadays do have motion blur built into them and all sorts of blurring, which is why it doesn't seem as stuttery in a camera, and that's been used for quite a long time. And you know, it really is a big thing where, like, if your camera seems a little stuttery, it's either because there's no motion blur, which means you must have bought that camera a long time back, or it could possibly mean that maybe your camera is actually a little broken, I guess. However, you see the spots and the dirt of single frames in a cinema film, don't you? And those movies are played at 24 FPS. So there's obviously a difference between seeing motioned fluid and seeing that there's something dirt, for example, at all. Although the human eye and the brain can interpret up to 1,000 frames per second, someone sitting in a chair and actively guessing how high a frame rate is can on average interpret up to 150 frames per second. A lot of gamers, for example, can actually see mostly, like, sometimes how high the FPS. I know me and Candyman, we're actually guessing in the new game Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which we will be actually uploading some videos on, hopefully, to this channel. We were actually guessing how high the FPS is, and we almost guessed up to 120 FPS through both on PC and on Xbox One. I'm not saying it goes up to that on Xbox One, but we were kind of guessing it, and we actually got it right. And that just shows, if you get used to it and you get used to the very high FPSs, you will start to notice a difference a lot. But anyway guys, that's been the end of the video. Let me know if I got anything wrong in that video, or if you disagree with anything I say. I'm all open for that, and make sure to leave a comment down below saying what you enjoyed about the video and what you maybe didn't enjoy, and what I could improve on in the next couple of videos. As I said, this is my first Csgo video ever, so I'm kind of improving, but I think I'm gonna get better at it as I make more videos. I'm hoping to make a live Csgo competitive video, maybe even start a series, so let me know about that in the comments down below. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Leave a like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out guys.